And then I thought about, well, I'm starting now on my journey towards bringing more sports into my day-to-day life, and I really show I'd really love to share it with you because, you know, when we're on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook or YouTube, whatever, we are seeing all these athletes out there that are really in a great shape, and I love to see it because then you have a clear vision where you can actually go. But what I found is I'd love to have someone who's actually on the way that I can follow, that I can track what are the results actually. How does it feel in that moment when you're moving into an obstacle, for example? And so I thought I just love to share what I'm doing on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis. I don't know yet what format it will take. Yeah, and I just wanted to share it with you such that you can see me on my journey, because you know I'm that kind of person that is, I think I'm quite healthy in a sense that I'm very I'm very conscious about what I'm eating. But when it comes to sports, for the last year, I'd say, yeah, for the last year, I was just doing something as moving on my road bike, or doing, let's say, 10 minutes exercises throughout the day, and it was fun. But now I want to reach higher, I want to achieve more. And so I decided to pick up on CrossFit. I'll start that journey because it's not only about regaining strength. For me, it's also about, like, my core, for example. After having 2 pregnancies, I feel that there's some strength missing inside myself. So for example, when I am on my bike, it's not my legs that are the weakest part, but it's actually my core or my back. So the first thing I noticed after riding my bike for an hour, it's my lower back that is hurting, kind of. And in order for me to get fitter, I decided I'll do CrossFit, because my overall goal is basically to attend a triathlon. And not only this, I'm here on this journey towards finishing an Ironman. And this is my overall goal. And until now, I have actually no idea how to do it. And I just know how I can pedal on a bike, and I just get started when it comes to running, but I have no clue about swimming. But for me, I noticed, when I actually want to have the strength to be a triathlete, I need my core to be fit. I need my core to be strong enough to support myself. And in order to do this, I want my whole body to gain more strength. And that's why I decided for CrossFit. And now I want to take you on my journey. And it's super exciting. It's my first day when I want to share it with you. And I want to share, for example, my workouts, or I want to share with you. I try out so many new things at the same time. And so I have my device here that is tracking all my behaviors. For example, it's not only my nutrition that I want to get right. It's also, for me, sleep is a huge part. So prioritizing my sleep. And until, I think it's a week now. Yeah, it's a week ago where I'm playing with intermittent fasting, for example. I play with, for how long should I eat, when should I start, when should I stop eating, all the things. And I want to share it with you because, sometimes I'm struggling, and I think it's pretty normal. But once you see another person that tries the same thing as you do, and he or she is overcoming her fears, her obstacles, it gives so much more power. And that's my journey. It's all about to encourage you to go out for the things that you love. And I'm sharing this here with you as a person who loves science, who's really into applying science in my day-to-day life. And now let the journey begin. I was telling you, I was just coming home from my road bike tour, and this one was, for me, it was a restorative one to actually get more blood inside my legs such that they can recover even faster. And it was like a 20-kilometer tour, and I don't know how long it took. Actually, I don't know. The only thing I wanted to have is that I could breathe through my nose. So I inhaled through my nose and I exhaled through my nose, and I know that I'm in an kind of aerobic zone, so it's very restorative. It has a very low impact on my body. And a year ago I was also doing my road bike tours, and a year ago I wasn't able to do that tour, even like when I was working, or I would be able to do this tour, but then my heart rate would go up and it would has a really huge impact on my body. And this lesson, I oh, what I noticed today is, we are amazing to hold ourselves back, to say, this wasn't good enough, this sports session wasn't good enough, it wasn't working right. But we take so little time to just reflect on the successes we already have. And so this was my success today, that I have a 20-kilometer tour just for recovery, while a year ago I wasn't able to make, let's say, 15 kilometers with the same heart rate, or in a much, much slower pace. So it's all it's simply amazing to celebrate those little successes, and I highly encourage you to keep on track. You don't have to write everything down, but just to be aware of what your body is actually capable of doing. That's what I want to encourage you. Good morning. Now it's 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm awake for an hour now. I prepared the kids that they can play now with daddy, and I'm about to make some smoothie. This one is for us, it's a lemon ginger blast. I really love it. And you know what? I just can't wait to start because I'm so hungry. Like yesterday it was, I think it was around 2 when I ate the last thing. No, and now I'm starving. And exactly, now I'm preparing the smoothie, and I will pressure cook some kidney beans for lunch, such that we have a delicious lunch as well, and then we're hopping right into the breakfast. So, good morning. I just came home from my first CrossFit session this week, and actually it was hard, but it was really doable, and that's because of two things. First of all, every CrossFit workout, and I attended two, was hard, but okay-ish in a sense that I could manage it. And the second thing that was challenging to me today was I was doing my workout while still fasting. So my workout was at 6:30, and yesterday I stopped eating, I think around 4 p.m. And so it was okay. I thought it would be much harder, that I was hungry or so, but actually it felt good to be that light. And even when finishing, I didn't crave for anything. Just when I came home, I hydrated, so I had my lemon ginger blast, and I had another chocolate smoothie. and some berries with some hazelnut butter, and that's it. And now I'm really refreshed. And yeah, I'm really glad that I was planning my week yesterday because today I came home after the workout, so I can just share with you here the plan that we were doing. And as a technical session, we did deadlifts, and it was like the universe was telling myself, you better practice it, because last time we did it, I felt sore for I think 3 days. So we did it on Thursday, and Sunday I was still feeling sore. And today, technical session was deadlifts, and it was like 5 times 10 repetitions. And yeah, this was amazing. Let's say it like that. It was amazing. So the endorphins after the workout were incredible, and also the community, having the support from each other, that others were shouting at another, such that we were able to get there even more, right? So to have somebody that is telling you that. And what I wanted to say is, if I would have planned my week today, I probably won't have it planned like that, because now I feel my lower back is tired, kind of. So yeah. But how does my new week look like? So today 6:30 was the first workout, and next workout will be on Wednesday. There I will just bike a bit, and on Friday I will go back to CrossFit, do another session. And there's another thing coming up this week, and I will just take you with me that you can observe it. And 2 things that might be challenging. Let's see how it works out. So on Thursday, my spouse has his PhD defense talk, and we're so happy to be there. And it will be like for one day we'll be in another city, so we have to think of all the stuff. We will take our smoothie maker, for example, also to feed the others with smoothies. So I'm really excited how this will turn out. So usually after a defense, there will be a huge buffet with all the things that we would never ever eat, and we'll just bring some fruit, some smoothies. Let's see, maybe even some veggies. And the other thing where I'm totally excited about, it's I'm going to my mastermind, and I'm meeting them once a month. It's all about like having a community where we can grow together, we can learn from each other. Like it's a mastermind for only coaches, such that we can even go better. And therefore I'll travel to Berlin for 2 days without the kids, so this will be exciting as well. And this time I was telling myself I won't order something. So usually when I was there for one day, usually it was a Sunday, I was going there to order something, and I don't want this anymore, because I recognize when I'm there at this mastermind weekend, and I'm really energized because of everything that I'm having, and of course because of the atmosphere of all the people that are around us. It's simply amazing. But Sunday, as soon as I get something that I ordered, usually I order like something like a burrito, and some people would tell me, well, this is absolutely healthy, but when I put it into my body, it doesn't feel that way. Like for me, I'm losing focus, I'm losing the energy. And that's why for the first time, and that's why I want to try it for the first time, just to supply myself. So I'll bring something for Saturday. That's my plan. I bring something for Saturday for lunch, and maybe for dinner. Let's see how I will do it with the intermittent fasting right now. And for Sunday, where we are, the couple has, for example, blenders. So I will just make my own smoothies, and I can carry them with me, and I have them, and this is absolute amazing. And So let's jump into this new week, and I'm totally excited, and see you in the next clip. So, some more news from me, and it's really exciting ones actually. Yesterday I had my CrossFit workout, and it was it was really hard to move up the stairs after the workout, and I was kind of afraid what soreness it will bring. But here's what happened today. I woke up, and yes, I have some sore muscles. For example, my stomach aches a bit, but it's cool. So I have no problems with my back, luckily, or my lower back. My thighs are totally fine, and I really feel fresh and energized, and this is amazing. I was so afraid after that workout that I couldn't walk, but everything's fine. And a second one that I actually told you about is that I'm going for an intermittent fasting right now, and I try out new things, and my device here shows me some data about that. And here's what happened. It showed whenever I'm doing an intermittent fasting routine, let's say, my recovery improves dramatically by 11%. And this is huge. You know, if you have a huge workout, if you have a huge workout load, and then you're going just a bit, and then you're just decreasing the amount, no, not the amount what you're eating, but actually the time window when you're eating. And this is absolutely incredible that you can recover so much faster. And they also gave some splits. One thing is the feeding window, so how long did I eat on those days? And it turned out if I eat in between 6 and 9 hours a day, then my recovery improved by 6%, 6. And if I eat like longer for, let's say, 9 to 11 hours, then it was still an improvement by 4%. And the other one, the second thing, was the timing. So when did I actually end the last meal? And it turned out that when I finish my meal 2 to 5 hours before I go to bed, then it's an improvement of 5%. Yeah. While when I stop eating 6 to 9 hours before I'm going to bed, then my recovery even increased even more by 7%. And this is huge to know. So whenever I'm having a really short feeding window, and I have this early in the morning, then the recovery is much, 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 much better. And this is amazing news. Still, this is data that I have right now, and I'm still playing a bit with it. Like I will figure out some other things. For example, what concerns me about a bit right now are my hormones, for example, that I just take care or just have a look at how it also affects my menstrual cycle. And yeah, but that's big news. If I'm going shorter, if I have a shorter feeding window, then I recover much, much better. And of course it makes sense, because then the body doesn't need to waste more time to digest. And this is amazing, and I wanted to share it with you. Good morning. Today's a big day, as well as tomorrow. And I shifted my plans kind of. You see, I'm sitting here in my bike gear, in my bike shirt, and I'm about to go out to have a shorter round than expected. So usually I was planning for a 20-kilometer bike ride. Now I'm going down to 60 kilometers because my recovery wasn't as good as expected. And since tomorrow we are having a big day with the PhD defense of Björn, I want to take it a bit slower, such that my body is able to recover, to have a great day tomorrow and for the weekend as well, because the weekend will be amazing, but also very energy consuming, as I'm out there with lots of people. And what I notice is that being around other people also drains my energy. Even though it's a good mood, I feel like I'm more likely to be on my own, to be in my own cave, let's say. Yeah. So now I'm about to go out for a shorter bike tour, so 16 kilometers, still zone 2, so aerobic pace. And after that, the day is all about preparation for tomorrow. Now we figured out that we are having our breakfast in Magdeburg. So tomorrow morning we are traveling from Braunschweig to Magdeburg, and there we're going to have our breakfast with the kids. So I'm going to prepare this in the evening, and also the smoothie. And my spouse is now out for carrying all the stuff, bringing all the groceries that are necessary or that we want to have, because you know we are preparing all the stuff ourselves. So we are planning for the PhD defense, and let's say the catering afterwards, that we're having some smoothies, and that we're having maybe also some granola bars. And so this day is all about preparation. Luckily, yesterday I made our lentil curry, and I just put it to the freezer with our quinoa, such that we can just grab it tomorrow and this is done. But yet there's so many tasks, that this is why I wanted to keep it a bit slower today. But still I feel like I want to go out, but it's such a nice, because it's such a nice weather outside today. Yeah, and I think that's it for today. I'm going out for my bike tour now, and see you probably tomorrow. Good morning. It's now 6:15 and we're on our way to our defense. So we already prepared some stuff here for the PhD defense after party, let's say. And now we're having lunch, and then we are making some smoothie, and then the PhD defense is going on. Woo! Hey guys, so it's Friday now, and yesterday we had the PhD defense, and it was a really cool day. So not only the defense itself, but also meeting one of my best friends and meeting the people that are working in the institute now, and it was really amazing. And what I realized today is I'm so tired. Like, it's not the fatigue, not only the fatigue, it's like the mental fatigue and the physical fatigue, such that I decided for today, I won't go to CrossFit. And several years ago I would have beaten myself up because I don't go there. It seems like I'm failing. I thought that people would tell me, you're a failure, you're failing at doing what you wanted to do. But today I realized I'm doing things on purpose, and if I feel my body needs rest, I give them rest. Because our kids, for example, today, both of them, they have a sniff. And yesterday was a challenging day, and I know that the upcoming weekend will be mentally challenging as well for myself, such that I decided I will have a relaxing day today, such that I can be there tomorrow with more energy than I would have been if I now have a workout that is really tiring, like physically tiring. And I know that my body has to do with lots of things. So yeah, I'm having a day off now. And of course, sometimes it doesn't feel good. Really, sometimes it still feels like I'm failing, but the more I tell myself that I'm a failure, the more I come into these negative thoughts, and I do not want to have them, because I know that negative thoughts, they will give me negative feelings, and with negative feelings I cannot act so good. So whenever this thought is now coming up, what I'm doing is basically I'm telling myself, it's alright, everything's okay. It's okay that I'm giving myself the permission to rest. Because if I'm not giving myself the permission to rest, who will I be? Because if I'm like a walking zombie and I'm like a chicken without a head, I'm not a true and authentic self. So yeah, I'm having a day off. I'm just having a family day, a very relaxing day. I now want to have a nap also, and then I will pack my bag for tomorrow, because tomorrow at 8 my train is leaving to Berlin, and I'm so excited to meet lots of people. And I don't know yet whether I want to film all of that and take you on this journey, but let's see. Yeah. And so this was actually my first whole week of filming everything, and I think I'm on a journey, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So, or basically more than a marathon. So it's good that right now I'm giving my body the time to adapt to everything, and whenever the thoughts come into play that I'm not good enough, that I'm a failure, then I will remind myself that I'm good as I am, that I'm worth it, and that I can give myself the permission to rest, because nobody else will do it for me. I have to do it for myself. So now we reached the end of week 1, so to speak, and what I love to do, and for this I also have a buddy to keep me on track, is to recap my last week. And what I mean with this is to ask myself what went well throughout the week, like what were my wins, and actually I'm celebrating them with my buddy for each day, so we are texting each other, and I love this habit so much. But also to ask myself what was not going super well, and what can I do to prevent myself from having this again. So basically to prevent myself from going to the same holes again, let's say, or like crossing the same roadblocks again. And then I'm setting usually an intention for the next week. And so just to do it with you, so what went well is I love for myself this week that I was listening to my body, that I actually was taking care of my body, in a sense that I was listening to it and say, how am I feeling? And is it still like on Sunday last week, I decided what I want to do. And to ask myself right now, is it still the way that I want to go? Like I told you on Wednesday, I was planning for a 20 kilometer bike ride, and then I decided not to do it because I felt my body wasn't recovering well, and so I decided to take it slower. And those are the things that I'm really careful right now at, and I'm celebrating it, that I'm listening to my body and that I'm accepting that sometimes I need a bit more time and I need a bit more rest instead of like hustling. And I was doing it for years, that I was planning exercises and I was following them, and what happened is that I was injured, that I got sick, and so I couldn't do it anymore. And now I'm basically listening to my body and all its needs, and I accept it is okay that sometimes I need a bit more rest than on other days, for example. And this went really, really well this week. And what could I do better? Yeah, and what's something that I can do better next week or whenever it occurs? Is, for example, for Friday I was planning doing some CrossFit, and I already knew in advance that this PhD defense would be kind of challenging because I was alone with the two kids while my spouse was concentrating, focusing on his defense of the day, and I knew that this day would be challenging, but still I wanted it so badly to go to this workout in CrossFit. For next time, I will take it into account that this day, even though there's no sports on this day, it will be a day that it might be challenging. So I better plan to do something restorative next day, like for example some yoga or some stretching or some foam rolling, something like that, instead of want to have a CrossFit workout that it's really, really hard. And I think that's one lesson that I could learn for this week. And yeah, for next week, my intention is still that I want to go, or I will go, to CrossFit 2 times. Next week I will do it because next week I won't have something like a PhD defense or like a weekend that I'm off in another city. And so I will do CrossFit 2 times, and I will listen to my body whether I want to do another bike ride, because usually I'm biking if I'm going to, because usually I'm cycling. If I'm going to CrossFit, it's like 8 kilometers towards it and 8 kilometers back. So it's a nice tour, and I will see next week. Next week is focused on strength, to go there twice. And if I feel like I want to, then I will just do another, let's say either a run to, to get me into running, more into running, because I wasn't running for a really, really long time. Or that I will say I'm going back to cycling, because cycling is something that is, for me, it puts a low load on my body, but still it feels good because I'm moving and I'm outside in the sunlight. So next week it's all about building strength, and this is my aim. But of course, I will plan my week towards it. On Sunday I have my planning, my time management time, if you want to call it like that, such that I am planning my whole week, and then I will tell you more. So with this said, I wish you a wonderful time, and I'll see you next week.